Despite the good being done in the country, it still doesn't change the fact that over 88% of Nigerians, mind you, in the whole of Nigeria, still believe that corruption is very common in the judiciary. As the second supporting speaker, I am here to support the motion that this House believes that the Nigerian judiciary system has failed to be the hope of the common man. I will reinforce the points that my first speaker had made and further expose how the Nigerian judiciary system has not only lost its credibility, but has now become a symbol of corruption, inequality, and delay. Let's examine the hard truths. Firstly, rampant corruption has eroded justice. As my co-debater Beatrice had mentioned, the Nigerian judiciary system is full of and infested with corruption, as we've heard of several cases where judges have been caught taking bribes in order to twist verdicts and turn the favor to the rich and the powerful as well. And to make matters even worse, according to the International Bar Association, it is said that the corruption in this country is so bad that they are even causing a widespread loss of faith in the legal system. They are willing to take matters into their own hands, the common man. So you saying that the good being done in the system is very justifiable, are you also saying that you're willing to justify the corruption being done in the system as well? Because that is so far what you've been interpreting as well. The common man cannot expect justice in a system where the courtroom is just an auction house for the highest bidder. Let me give a real life scenario. According to the Nation newspaper, in 2005, two justices of the Court of Appeal, Justices Okwechukwu Opene and David Adedoyin Adeniji, were actually caught accepting bribes amounting to 15 million naira and 12 million naira respectively. But what did the National Judicial Council do? Well, the National Judicial Council, or the NJC for short, actually just recommended their dismissal and executed this dismissal by the president under section 292 of the Constitution. So far, the system that you're actually protecting actually used the Constitution to ensure that two criminals get away with over 27 million naira. This 27 million naira would have been used to fund education, feed the poor, and also fund jobs as well. But yet they got away with it. This system that you're actually protecting just got away with 27 million naira. Secondly, the Nigerian judiciary system has eroded trust. According to a 2022 survey, it is said that 71% of Nigerians have lost trust in the judiciary system, viewing it as unequal and unfair. And the numbers do not lie. And these are people that have not even been to court before, majority of them. So are you saying that the numbers are lying? So far, the good being done doesn't change the fact that these 71% view the system as unequal, impractical, and very unethical as well. And you might be saying that, okay, these people have never been to court before. Well, in an NOI poll survey, 63% of respondents who had contact with the judiciary described it as very negative due to the fact of the high corruption rates, high bribery rates, and very, very biased judgments when actually examining court cases. Now, in the World Bank, they have a scale which is called the Ease of Doing Business Index. This Ease of Doing Business Index actually determines how easy it is to do business in particular countries. And guess where Nigeria ranks in this system? Very, very low. Why is that? Due to how difficult it is to actually enforce contracts, very difficult it is to actually ensure that business is being done smoothly. Additionally, the Nigerian judiciary system has hindered economic growth. You said something, the first speaker, and she said something about the fact that the Nigerian judiciary system had actually helped 350,000 people. Mind you, this was way back in the past. A lot has changed between now and 1998. A lot of things actually, including the fact that 63%, as I mentioned before, who actually had contact with the judiciary view it as very, very negative. Foreign investors come to countries to actually ensure that business is being done correctly. They come here to resolve disputes and to enforce contracts. In Nigeria, the judiciary's inefficiency and corruption has actually deterred such investment, to the point where it's so bad that citizens are willing to resort to self-help. Now, this self-help, if not properly administered, it might lead to social vigilantism and social unrest as well. According to another survey, a Chatham House report, and it actually stated that 71% of Nigerians believe that judges are likely to take bribes. This is due to all the history of all they've done. Now, mind you, the federal government actually owes the World Bank a lot and a lot of money. Why is that? Partly because of the partial judgments made by the Nigerian judiciary system. Additionally, it is also said, as I mentioned before, that Nigeria ranks very low in the ease of doing business index. Do you know that this slow justice system has caused an estimated annual loss of 100 billion naira? 100 billion naira. That money will be able to do a lot for Nigeria, but yet they lost it simply because of corruption, high bribery rates, and also very biased and partial judgments as well. Hold on. Finally, poor infrastructure tampers with effective justice delivery. Not only is the Nigerian judiciary system very corrupt, but they also do not have very proper infrastructure to carry out legal court cases. Many courtrooms, especially in rural areas, have either been destroyed or abandoned. This actually causes justice to be delayed. This actually causes a lot of people in rural areas to not have their justice delivered to them. Let me give a real life example. It was said in 2021, a company was supposed to be sued for counterfeit products. Now, they took this case to the courts, and guess how long it took them before the court could adjourn the case? It didn't take them 5 years, it didn't take them 3 weeks, it didn't even take them 2 years, it took them 21 years to adjourn the case. What makes this matter even so infuriating is the fact that by the time that the court had adjourned the case, the company's original and counterfeit product had completely vanished from existence. Is this the system you're saying is actually helping the country? Is this the system that you're saying is changing millions of lives? Is this the system that you're also saying is helping the country? We all know that this is not so, which is why I came up with alternatives that the common man can adopt. One of which, which is actually the most effective to me, is mediation. What exactly is mediation? Mediation is the invitation or the use of a third-party member, who is called the mediator, to facilitate dialogue, to use dialogue in order to resolve disputes and to ensure that disputing parties reach a voluntary agreement. Now, unlike the judges or arbitrators in the judiciary system, the mediator doesn't actually impose decisions, but rather gives suggestions on what the disputing parties can do in order to resolve conflicts. According to Lagos Multi-Door Courthouse, or LMTC for short, it's actually said that mediation should be practiced very commonly in Nigeria, meaning that they actually trust mediation because of how flexible it is, confidential, and it also preserves relationship as well. Let me end my debate by quoting a very famous quote from Nelson Mandela. A country isn't judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but rather how it treats its lowest citizens. These are all the reasons why I believe that the judiciary has failed to be the hope of the common man.